What is up, YouTube? Jesse here again with Jesse's World. Got another issue I'm dealing with. Actually, it's been a persistent issue that I've been working on. Um, and since I moved into the house, I haven't really done much with it just because I didn't really have time with all of the other things that I've been doing between working on the car and taking care of other more pressing issues. Um, I don't know, most of you probably haven't watched this video, but I posted a video a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, about me fixing or working on cleaning up my dryer and fixing the door because the door was loose. And so I got it fixed. But an opportunity came up for me to get a much newer washer and dryer, high efficiency washer, and a much nicer dryer. I said I got a good opportunity came up, and it's kind of messy in here, so don't mind the mess. But just inside the garage door is the washer and dryer, and I got a nice set of LG True Sense and whatever washer and dryer sets for a good price from a buddy. So the dryer, let me move this stuff out of the way. Okay, so this is the current situation with the dryer. It's pushed in and it's almost all the way up against the wall over here, but there's just not enough room to push it very far in. So whenever I open the door, that is about as far as I can get the door open right now. And I don't want to push on it too hard because I don't want to damage the plastic right here on the front of the dryer. Now I can get a little bit more door open by pushing it back a little bit by that much. It makes it to where I can at least get the clothes out of the dryer, but I don't want that to be the situation permanently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this setup. Currently it comes out of the wall, goes down, and goes into the bottom down there where the dryer vent comes out. So I went to Lowe's today and I bought this. This is a dryer box, and it's got instructions on the back. Okay, protect dryer duct neatly in the walls, safer, roomier, and more efficient laundry rooms. Eliminate crushed exhaust hoses. So that's kind of what I got going on, only it's not crushed right here. It's just, well, only because I didn't push it too hard, basically. But I'm going to install this so that I can push the dryer basically almost all the way up against the wall. For that, I bought a bunch of stuff at Lowe's. Some of it I'll probably end up taking back. So I got 6 hose pipe fitting clamps. I don't know if that's what they actually are called. 4-inch diameter, made in China. Working. Here we go. Then I got these, and these are the same as this. You can rotate on those 3 areas and turn it into any combination of different designs. Like I just spin this around here and I just changed the angle to that. Because if you look, I'll move this out of the way. If you look back here, the pipe is right here, straight down on the wall, but the exhaust for my dryer comes out around here on the wall, down. I'm gonna have to measure the distance from the right side of the wall over here to how far over the vent pipe on the dryer is, and try to align the vent box somewhere around where it needs to be so that it all lines up. And the reason I bought those 3 angled pieces is because I'm not sure back here how this vent pipe is in the wall. Does it go in and then have like a 45 that takes it straight up? Because right behind this wall is a bathroom, so it clearly has to go somewhere. So it's got to go up, and I know that the dryer vents to the back of the house, so it's got to go up and out and above the bathroom. All right, so basically the washer that I have now, the new one, is much heavier than my old one. I think it probably weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 120 to 140 pounds. And I'm not I'm not super strong, so I don't know that I can necessarily move that by myself. However, I have a dolly, furniture dolly, appliance dolly, whatever you want to call it. The problem is that this wheel here was flat, and I wasn't sure how to fix it. So I bought a new one. I got it at Harbor Freight. It was like 10 bucks. Only problem is now that I have it. Let's go back to the other side here. Okay, so the wheels were put on with one of these. It's like a washer that's got a split in it. You press it down. It's kind of a one-time use situation. To get that wheel off, I had to break that. So now I have no way to secure the new wheel to the dolly. And for that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pop the new wheel off, and I'm going to drill a hole in the shaft for the new wheel, or the shaft that the wheel goes on, and just put a bolt or a screw or something through the shaft so that the wheel will stay on. So that's what I'm going to work on right now, because I got to do that before I can move the washer. And I got to move the washer before I can work on the dryer. All right, so here I am. I got the dolly fixed. I got the wheel on it. The wheel on the left that was the original actually is holding air, which I'm very thankful for, because I thought it held air. I just couldn't remember for sure. I knew the other one didn't, the one I took off. I probably will just spend another $10 and buy another wheel to put on the other side, because now this wheel is slightly taller than the other one. So now the dolly is like, that other wheel is just kind of loose, and it doesn't sit flat like it did before. Not that big a deal, I guess, but it is fixed. Oh yeah, here, look. So there's the screw that I put in it. I drilled out the shaft with this drill bit here, and that screw actually doesn't come, it's not screwed in, it's just kind of, it's really tight. It's not going to come out. Like I can reach the bottom of it. You can see the bottom sticking out there, and I'm pushing on it, and it won't push up out. So it's in there fairly well, and I got this washer right here to help keep it from coming off, but the tire's not going to fall off there, and it just kind of needs to help make sure it doesn't go too far out. So that part's done. The dryer is actually finished with the load that was in it, so I got to go and remove that. And then I got to start unhooking the washer so I can try to get it out of there. See if I have enough muscles to get it out of there. Like I said, it's like 130, 120, 140 pounds, something, I don't know. It's over 100 pounds. It took 3 people to get it out of the back of the truck to keep from dropping it on the floor or on the ground. It's not new. It's just in really good shape, and I got a good deal. So yeah, I'm going to get in here and get the washer unhooked and start working on getting it out of there. Alright guys, so a few hours later, it was already late in the evening whenever I got started on this project. And this is where I'm at currently. I got the washer unhooked and I was able to move it out of the way. And don't mind the floor, I've got cat fur all over it because I haven't been down here in a few days to vacuum. But I got the washer moved out of the way. I got the dryer pulled out, and one of the things that I was afraid of before, if you look down here, the vent pipe has been crushed up against it, creating a lip right there. I knew that it was a possibility because I had to keep pushing it so far up against the wall just to be able to get the door open, and I was right. This part looks fine, but so this wasn't just a convenience thing, I guess. It's more of a necessity to get this done. So what I'm going to do, and keep in mind, I am an amateur. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not for, hey, this is how you should do this, because I'm a professional. That's not me. I am an amateur homeowner, new homeowner. I'm just trying to make the best of the things that I have. And even before I bought the new washer and dryer, I had to have my washer and dryer both canted to the left, the front of it to the left, in order to be able to open the dryer door, because the old dryer door, it folded straight down. So I'd been looking for a dryer where the door opened from the handle was on the left and the door opened to the right, because I knew that was going to be the only kind that I'd be able to put into this opening. So this is what I've got going on right now. I'm going to get this pipe off of here and take some measurements of as far as like how far down that exhaust is. It looks like it's right in the middle of the dryer. So as far as like from the wall this way and where that pipe is, and just do some measurements. Plus I need to cut out the wall right here. Thankfully I know the basics for drywall finishing and stuff like that, thanks to my dad. He was a drywall finisher for, I don't know, like 20 years or something like that. And he taught me the basics on how to do this and that, and should be able to repair the drywall. Should be able to repair the drywall fairly easily, at least I hope. Alright, so got a little bit further with all of this, and I did this little rough, stupid drawing for you guys to see basically what my plan is. This is the opening for the washer and the dryer, and there's the water heater right there. And I got this little drawing that I did here. It's crude, I'm sorry. Zoom out a little bit here. Okay, so the washer and dryer are both 29 inches wide. The opening between the right wall over here and the edge of the water heater is a total of 64 inches. Okay, so if you take 64 and you subtract 58, which is the total for the width of the washer and the dryer, you end up with 6 inches spare, 6 spare inches, okay? So this is my plan. I'm going to leave 2 inches on the right side between the dryer and the wall, 2 inches in between the washer and the dryer, and 2 inches in between the washer and the water heater, because you're supposed to have a little bit of space between everything. The washer jumps around a little bit whenever it's in its spin cycle and stuff, and you just don't want them hitting each other or hitting anything else. So that's what my plan is. The exhaust pipe, I measured the back of the dryer, and the center of the exhaust pipe hole is 14 inches from the edge of the dryer, from this edge of the dryer on the back. So the 14 inches coupled with the 2 inches for the gap that I want to leave for from the wall leaves me with 16 inches. And here, I put it away. Okay, so the center of the current pipe is at 13 inches. The basin here, I put it in and just kind of rough laid it in there. Right here gets me 16 inches and leaves 2 inches before it hits the far edge of the pipe. So this is going to be real close. I'm basically right down on top of it, to being able to go directly straight up into the existing pipe. So yeah, I guess we will see how this goes. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is my first time doing it, and apparently this is going to be the first time that I cut away the drywall and make a big hole in my wall of the new house. So I got to go. I'm going to use my oscillating multi-tool with the cutting tip on it or whatever, and cut out the drywall around the existing pipe. And thankfully there's no baseboards in here. I guess they just didn't think it was necessary, so I don't have to cut through a baseboard, because like on the original, or on the little picture on the back here, it shows that they cut away the baseboards, but I shouldn't have to do that because, well, there is no baseboard. But like I said, I gotta go gather up some tools and I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so this is where I'm at with it. I basically have this set up so that I can be able to put it in, and based on the way that this pipe looks in here, there is looks like a 45-degree angle pipe, and then this goes straight up the wall, and there are 2 screws screwing this into here. So if I cut the wall out right here around this vent pipe, I should be able to put this in and then feed this up, and with the angle changing elbows that I have, I should be able to put this piece so that it kind of goes up and over and into the vent pipe, and it should be good. So that being said, let me grab my tape measure, because I need, it looks like the farthest point is 16 inches from the far side of the exhaust port. So 16 inches plus 2 inches. So this left side needs to be at least 18 inches from the wall. And that does that. But to account for error, I'm going to make it at least 19 inches from the wall. And yes, I know that's going to add a little bit of more angle to it, but it should be okay. The end of this is basically at the 20-inch mark. So that puts that edge at 20 inch. Grab this pencil. cut out above here. I got to get up. Oh, I got to go up to about right here above the pipe so that I can, well, I got to take this off. So I got my oscillating multi-tool here. How far up is that? Here. Let's cut a straight line. So that should be a straight line right above it. I need to go get some safety glasses. The only safety glasses I could find are my blue tinted ones. So let's get this other side out of here, or these other two sides out of here, and see what's behind door number 1. Okay, so I want to get this piece of drywall out of here. I'm just going to put a little big screw in here. I must not have cut it all the way around. All right, there we go. So, as we can see here, we've got this pipe in here, and it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt because I got to get, there's a screw in the front and a screw in the back that are holding this piece onto here. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go get some tools. Alright guys, so off camera, I figured out that this bolt on the front here, or this screw, is a 1/4 inch screw. And so let's go ahead and take it out. And the tricky one is going to be the one on the back side. It's not very big, so as long as I can get in there a little bit, I should be able to get it out easy. Got a 1/4 inch on a little tiny ratchet. I'm still going to drop my ratchet back here. If I drop the screw, I don't care. I just want it out. I really shouldn't have worn black clothes to do all of this. Ah, damn. I dropped it. All right, well. Just as I expected. A big opening. Is this big enough? Now cut it up higher. Yeah, I've got to cut it up a little bit higher. Found the bit that I dropped. Let's use the ratchet. All right. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I'm just going to have to cut this all the way out right here. There's no room to pull the elbow off. All right. Now that I've got a big, huge hole in my wall, cut the elbow off, and it looks like it's one of those ones you can rotate around. Only it doesn't rotate. That just must be the way that they're designed. Because these things cost like $7 a piece, so if I could take one back to the store, I'd prefer to. So it's a little tight on the right. There we go. There's a snug fit there. Alright. So, much trial and error, and it's finally set up to fit right. Now, the only issue, or not really issue, thing that I don't really like is that obviously there's a footer right here, and there's going to be a big, huge gap between this and the footer at the base. So I'll probably cut off a strip of this drywall and just screw it in down there at the bottom. Alright guys, so I haven't gotten too much further than the last time I turned the video off. Basically, this is where I'm at. First of all, I'm covered in drywall dust. Second of all, I got the recess put in here. It's just temporarily mounted. I've got one screw holding it in just so that it doesn't keep falling out on me while I'm trying to figure this out. And I've got this pipe rotated around so that it's almost directly below the other one, okay? So there's that. I mean, like, it's pretty much right where it needs to be. So now what I gotta do is I bought this piece, just an extra piece, that I need to cut. And I've got some hose clamps, or big duct clamps that I bought. I'm gonna put one above and one below to make sure that it doesn't move. And then possibly also okay, I don't know what I did with it, but I bought some duct tape, like the good stuff that's good for heating, or not heating, HVAC. Not the stuff that you buy at the store that you use to tape your bumper on. The good stuff. And I can't find it. Hold on, I'll be right back. Well, I'm back, and I feel like an idiot. It's right there. It was right there the whole time. So I bought this foil tape. It is all-weather, durable bond, certified UL 72310 LR R13838, HVAC duct sealing. So this is all-purpose actual ducting tape, and it actually says it's rated for HVAC. So where's it at? It says it on there somewhere. There we go. HVAC 322 HVAC multi-purpose. So I'm going to take a few minutes and try to cut this pipe down, because I'm going to have to use another loud tool. I got my my rotary tool out. It's just a Chicago Electric, and it's got the variable speeds on it. It works pretty decent. I mean, it does what I need it to do, and I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for it, so definitely no qualms about that, except for up here, the top, whenever you go to put the new tips and new bits in there, it doesn't, it feels like it's going to separate using the lock and tightening it down. I don't know if maybe I tightened it too much one time or something, but it's holding together, it's fine. So I'm going to get this measured out and cut off a section of it and see if I can't get it to fit around there and do a good job. Alright, YouTube, it is many hours later. I don't even know what time it is. Let me check here. Actually, it's like 2:30 in the morning. I have not been working on it ever since I started. I think I probably actually started around, I don't know, 10 o'clock. And this is where I'm at currently. So I ended up cutting the hole up here wider this way. I got the vent pipe in. There's a piece in the middle that goes basically, it goes in between like right here, I think is the top of this piece, and right here, right there is the top of that piece. And so it goes right in the middle of both of those. And then I used that HVAC tape to tape up all of the joints all the way around as much as possible. I think there's a couple of tiny little cracks in the back, but the original one wasn't taped up at all. It just had 2 screws, and this piece was on the outside of that top piece up there, up here. So as the air was flowing through, any little crack would have caused heat and lint and whatever else to come out of the little tiny cracks and heat, or put lint in the wall basically. But now this goes all the way up through. That piece, the combiner piece, is right in between these 2 pieces in the middle, and so the air will flow through, around, and past, and none of it will come into the space in between here. I don't have the second screw in yet. I have to go grab another screw out of the garage to put the second screw in. And earlier I was measuring everything, and as soon as I can find my tape measure, great, what to do with it. It's probably over here on the floor under something. Oh, there it is. All right. So for the gap between the wall and the furthest edge over here of the exhaust pipe, it was 18 inches. So that's pushed all the way up against the wall. And if you look, here we go, we got 18 inches right here. So that's going right up to this little spot here to go in. So it should just clear it, and that's with leaving a 2-inch gap between the wall and the dryer. So I technically have, it'll be here if I end up having to push it up against the wall or leave a small gap, and it'll be here. But either way, it should make it to where that pipe goes directly in there. And this sits just under 2.5 inches off the ground. And this starts at like, it's like 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches is where this starts going up. So there should be more than enough space to clear this to go up into here. And I can feel a little bit of cold air coming in from outside. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is I have to fit that on there, make sure it's not going to come off, and cut this because it's way too long currently. I only need it to go down, I don't know, probably like out to here, and this is where it is now. All the way out to there. So I got to size it, cut it, and go from there. All right, YouTube. So that's several hours later. I'm pretty tired, and I am filthy, dirty. Gonna have to definitely wash all this stuff, but in order to do that, I'm gonna have to get the washer and dryer hooked back up. On that note, pause for a second. Sorry, I had to clean the lens off because there's drywall dust or sawdust or some kind of dust all over it. But anyway, this is where I'm at, basically in the final stages. So it's all in there. It's screwed in at the bottom. This is in here. There's a hose clamp behind there, like these two, but it's behind there too. And so to fix the hole in the wall, obviously, I cut out a piece of sheetrock, drywall, whatever, out of the piece that I cut from down here at the bottom, the bigger piece. Now, I went to put it in, and it fits pretty good right now, but that's only because I'd spent like an hour doing this. I had to carve out the back side of the sheetrock because the pipe is too fat to fit in there right, I guess. And I added this board, this 2x4, back up here a little bit. I added this 2x4 that I cut down this side right here. And then this 2x4, this is just a full length 2x4 because there's a lot more room over this way to the next stud. The next stud is right here, whereas this stud is right here. It's like just on the other side of it. These are, you know, sunk in. I'll have to sand them down and everything. But I put that in there on both sides so that once I put this piece in and I get it all situated in there, I can then screw in here along the two sides and screw this piece in, and then it can be mudded and taped and sanded and all that stuff, and then eventually painted if I wanted to. Now, the one thing I did do a little different on the right side here is that there's actually wood right here. I cut it at an angle, and there's a 45 down there at the bottom, a 45-degree cut that leads that down further. And so what I'm going to do is in this very top corner, because this sticks out just a little bit, I'm going to put a screw in at an angle going up, and I'm going to screw into that piece of wood. If the wood splits, I don't really care as long as it pulls this up in here, because if that can pull that in, it will be a lot better off. But here we are, got it in all basically set up. I'll screw that in, and then I gotta do one final sweep over here. I will worry about the drywall later. I'm gonna go ahead and screw this in and get it finalized, sweep the floor, and start putting the washer and the dryer and everything back. And this is probably going to be a really long video, and I'm sure not very many people are going to watch it. But those of you who do, I hope you enjoy the content. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It does help the channel grow. I think I'm 1 subscriber away as of earlier today of hitting 250. So thank you all for coming to enjoy the stuff that I'm putting out. It's just me doing what I want to do doing what I do best, screwing around in the garage or in the house or in the shed or working on the car or whatever. But regardless, I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed the content, and I will see you next time. And I just had to shoot a quick little video because I forgot to do like a closing. This is the end result video for whenever I fix the dryer, the vent hose. It's about 2 days later. I'm almost done editing the video to upload to you guys, and I was like, wait a minute, I never showed the final result. So here it is. Got the washer and dryer, and the dryer does sit back a little further than the washer does, mostly because it can, and I need the extra room still. And there's like a 2 or 3 inch gap over here. There's about a 2-inch gap over here, and there's only about a 1/2 inch gap over here. It's not actually touching the water heater, that's just the papers. But yeah, so this is the end result. It's all set in place, and now I can open the dryer to about there, which is more than enough distance to be able to get the clothes in and out of the dryer fairly comfortably. Here's the shirt that I was wearing, my Cobra Kai shirt, whenever I actually made the video. But yeah, let's see, turn it on here. There we go. So now I can comfortably get in here and reach laundry that's in the back of the dryer. I guess it's not super comfortable, but it's definitely more doable than what it was before, and it looks a lot better than whenever I had the old washer and dryer just kind of sitting in here and canted sideways so that I'd be able to just open the dryer door all the way. But that's all, just a quick little video showing you guys the end result, and hopefully you like it. Like, share, and subscribe.